All right. Hello. I had to I had to redo a whole video because I hate when I do the intros. I swear the intros and the outros of these videos are are like are the most annoying for me because I always do it wrong somehow. Um, I try to make all my videos like one take, because I feel like it's the most genuine. If you just speak what's on your mind at any given moment, right? You don't gotta like cut nothing out or I guess add stuff in, right? Um, But I was thinking about this for quite some time. Um, I didn't really write it down in my, because I mean, if y'all have been watching, I said that I keep a lot of like potential videos on my phone. I put it in the notes section on the iPhone. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and a lot of this does tap into seventh grade. Um, which is very, very interesting. Actually, no, this began in sixth grade, but I think the peak of it was in like seventh, ninth grade, right? Um, so I'm sure this has become much more of a, not even an issue, I'd call it, but it's become a lot bigger than I guess it was, I guess you could say 30, well, not even 30 years ago, like 40 years ago, really, because the 90s was 30 years ago. Um, that's crazy, right? I wasn't even born in the 90s, so what do I know? But I'm just saying, like, my sisters are really almost like give them like 5 more years and they're gonna be like 30 years old. That's crazy to think about. Um, like they're real adults. My sisters are real adults. That's insane to think about. Um, I guess time really does fly by, right? Although, what do I know? I'm not even 18 yet. Um, but regardless, this is not a topic regarding my sister's age or anything. Um, this is me talking about the internet once more. It's not going to be one of those things where like I bash the internet. Because I was watching the video where I was kind of bashing social media and the internet. Also, this cat makes me look like I got a crazy hairline, so I might just have to like push this all the way down so y'all don't see nothing because I'm looking kind of crazy in the forehead region. Um, Let me tilt it up a little bit. All right, y'all are just gonna have to deal with it. Oh, I look terrible. Okay, but this is not gonna be me bashing, the internet. Uh, I do think it's a very bad place. I mean, I think you should go in, like, tap into the world wide web. You know, uh, with the thought in the back of your head, knowing that it's a cesspool of garbage, really. Um, you should just go in there with low expectations, and maybe you can potentially come out with high ones, right? Um, Within the internet, gaming has been, yo, it's so annoying. Every time I have like a good dinner, there's like two gnats that fly by my meals. Or I guess past meals because I ate them. Um, Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So, like I was saying, with the internet came, gaming. Like a lot of video games made into creation. Um, the whole point of esports. Like internet gaming. Like or internet professional gaming, right? I think that's a really cool thing. By the way, like because people consider chess a sport, which it is. Chess is a sport. I guess checkers is a sport if you consider that though. So like those are I guess sports in itself as well, right? I mean, because if you think about the definition of sports, let me look it up because I don't want to say something of that's not facts, right? I should probably, if I'm gonna look up like stuff on my phone, I should probably like look up, or I should probably put Siri back on so I can at least say stuff. I don't want to just like look at my phone and then just like not care about the video for like a good 15 seconds, right? All right, this will be the last video where I do that then. So it says a sport is, well, I guess that's unfortunate, but because eh, well, whatever, because Webster's dictionary is not helping my case because they're saying a sport is something where you exert physical energy and such. And I guess with chess you don't necessarily do that, but chess is a sport. and so is esports. Like gaming is also a sport. Like people that play Overwatch, League of Legends, what's another like Dota, like games like that. Those people are actual athletes. They may be internet athletes, but an athlete is an athlete, regardless of chess, football, or Dota 2, right? Um, you got to respect them to each their own form like line of work, right? Um, but as gaming became more competitive and more well, not even, I guess esports was kind of derivative of gaming, right? But within gaming, a lot of people, really took into gaming, especially in games like, because what I'm going to be talking about is Minecraft, right? So, especially in Minecraft, because I got into it 2013, 2014. Yeah, I got into like late 2014, 2015. And a lot of people put, personalities. They place personalities into Minecraft to who they, and expressed it out to the world around them. Because in Minecraft, at least what I used to play in, were like online servers where you could play with like hundreds of thousands of people. Um, I remember in like late 2015, like early 2016, there was a server I used to play on, which was like at its peak, you know, at that time. It was called Mineplex. It had like 50,000 people on it, maybe higher. Um, and then sometimes like a YouTuber would get on that same server, and it'd be like hundreds of thousands of people, right? It was I thought it was pretty cool because I was like 2015. I was like what 12 years old, So what more did I know? Like I thought maybe I could actually make it onto a video, which I did. I actually did make it onto a YouTube video. I don't remember what it was because it was 5 years from it's 5 years ago, but I do remember getting on a YouTube video with, I want to say the guy's name was, it was Preston something. I forget the YouTuber guy. Um, so I was pretty stoked about that. Um, but regardless, so as I'm saying, people had personalities on Minecraft, on other online multiplayer games, and sometimes those personalities would be completely different than who they are truly, Um, it would be like a facade. It would be like who they wanted to be in real life, but they just never were. Um, and I did the same. Um, I did the same as a very impressionable young child. I mean, I still am a young child, but I'm 5 years older than then, right? Um, so I know I speak a lot. I speak a lot about my times in like middle school. But middle school was a big experience for me. Um, Mostly because, so the thing is, and it sounds really awful right now, but it's like people, I always heard the saying like, people that want to embarrass other people's, or wow, I really cannot speak when I'm doing YouTube videos, but like people will say like, oh, you peaked in high school, when they want to embarrass someone, right? Or just like roast someone. And in middle school, I didn't know what I wanted to be in life. I didn't know what I was gonna do, in high school. I didn't know what I was gonna do. But seventh grade was such an experience for me. I was thinking like at the end of seventh grade, wow, this is when I peaked. You know, I genuinely, I think one of my peaks. It's not my biggest peak because that's coming up in the next 9 years when I'm a doctor. But I'll let you know, seventh grade was definitely a peak for me. Maybe like a little ridge. Maybe like a little ridge. It wasn't a peak. Because that just sounds really terrible to say just off rip. But I definitely had a lot of good experiences, but I had a lot of bad ones. Um, which is why I bring up seventh grade a lot because up until my life thus far, um, you know, up until my life like right now, I'm still shooting upwards. But seventh grade, I shot up quick, and then after seventh grade, I went down extreme, like just the fastest, at the same pace, really. Um, so in seventh grade, I was super into Minecraft. I found the one I thought, I found, I had all these, memorable experiences. And so seventh grade, I decided to put on a persona. Uh, I still kept the same name, but I was just much different than who I was at the brick and mortar school, because in seventh grade, I wasn't necessarily shy, but I wasn't necessarily outgoing either, like if I knew you, I'd kick it with you. But if I didn't know you, I was going to go out of my way to not be with you, right? Um, but, on Minecraft, I'd be extremely, what's the word, bodacious? Am I saying that right? I don't want to say a word that's like extremely out of pocket, but I feel like bodacious is that word. Yeah, bodacious. No, because that means admirable and attractive. I was very, I was, okay, I just want to say I was very outgoing. I was very outgoing, I guess, in a video game. I try to, I would, I would do a lot of things to make myself seem much different than who I was, on the inside, I'd be extremely outgoing. I'd be very, not necessarily crude, but it's like I'd make a joke here and there. Um, I was just I think, so there's this term that's been out for quite some time, and it's called like an e-boy, right? There's e-boys and e-girls on the internet, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. I was very much an e-boy. I was someone who put on a facade on the internet, to attract others when I was seriously not that person in real life, Um, and I was that. I was very much that. and uh, and this is very much not to brag, because I'm actually very embarrassed by this. I make a lot of these videos to kind of put my embarrassment out, so it's like it's something I can laugh at later, So, anyways, so I don't think my mother ever knew about this. I remember she used to like come, because the computer used to be out in the living room, and I used to play. I don't know why she never like just kicked me off the computer. I used to play for like 6-7 hours a day straight. Like when I was done my homework, I'd go directly into the living room at like 3:30, no, at like 4, and I wouldn't get off until like 9, so like 5 hours. So I had I had plenty of e-girlfriends at one time, at one given point. Yo, man, this is such a terrible thing to like remember. But yeah, I think I had like 4 girlfriends at one point in time in my Minecraft days. Um, and I used to portray myself as a 16-year-old, but I was 12. I was 12 at the time, right? So I was 12 years old. I said I was 16, and I ended up, I don't even want to say courting, because I didn't even really court. So the thing with e-dating, all you have to do is be good at the game, and then if there happens to be someone of the opposite gender playing that same game with you, they'll understand like, oh, this person's actually really, he's good at the game. So if if I'm related to him somehow, or her, if I'm related to them somehow in any way, shape, or form, then I'm going to be looked at as, good, or, skillful, or whatever. At least that's how it was in that specific server that I used to play on. So there was this game on the server called Turf Wars. And it was just like a cool little game where you would like shoot arrows from a bow and arrow, and you have to hit someone on the other team. It's like dodgeball with like bows and arrows, kind of. And I was really good at it. So, all these women, which is very interesting because they actually were women. I kind of suspected that some of them would be like catfishes. And I'd be kind of super cautious about that, which I'm glad I was. Um, but yeah, they turned out all to be women. I would never let one know about the other. Oh my, dude, this is bad. This is bad. Like, I'm remembering all this stuff now, and like, what is this gnat doing? I'm not even eating food, dog. Like, what are you doing? What is he doing? I'm not even eating no more. I'm sorry. There's like this gnat going around. I don't. I'll kill it later. So yeah, I would, it wasn't even dating. We just play the same games together and call ourselves in a relationship. We weren't even dating, right? Um, yeah, I would never, even if it was a, I guess, relationship, I would never call it that because it's not like I ever saw the person face to face, right? Um, so yeah, we would, we'd play a couple games together. Um, then they would send me their Discord. Discord is kind of like the it's like the gamers. I hate saying gamer. Oh my goodness, it just makes me cringe. But it was like the gamers version of Facebook. No, the gamers version of Instagram. One of the social medias, right? Um, I've been off social media for quite some time now, actually. Except Discord. Like ironically, I've been on Discord because for computer science, our professor uses Discord, and he'll give us hints and such off, Discord and such. So I've been on that the most, out of all my social medias, ironically. But regardless, um, yeah. So we chat, I guess, over Discord. They'd ask me like, "Oh, how are you? Why are you so good at this game or whatever?" And I'd be like, "Because that's just the way that I am," And then I guess we start talking. But the interesting thing is that so when you meet, at least back in that server, when you would meet someone like in real life and they'd give you their Discord name or whatever and their ID, almost instantly they'd ask you how old you were, right? And I think that's kind of what prompted me to say that I was 16, because had those girls known that I was 12 and in 7th grade at the time, they'd instantly, not be with me no more, right? And I was like, I can't let that happen. So, you know, I did lie and I said I was 16. Um, because I wanted to keep playing games. I wanted to keep playing games with them, fam. Like, I don't get that opportunity. I don't get that opportunity. And this was actually all before I met Catherine. Ugh, Katie. I meant Katie. Ugh, I might have to delete this. I might have to delete this one. Ugh. I mean, she won't ever watch this, and it's not even about her. That's the thing. It's not even about her. I might have to delete it though. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see. Uh, sorry, Cat. I don't want to say it again. Sorry to whoever, you know who you are. I'm sorry if you watch this. I may have just, done a thing, but I regret that. Um, I might have to delete it if this goes out of pot or someplace. If somehow people actually start watching this and they understand what I just did, then yeah, I'll delete it. But yeah, I feel bad about that now. But I was so far into this video. Okay. Uh, I don't know. I think people look over it. Okay. Back to the story. So, uh, yeah. So I did lie about my age, which again I was very stupid. I was 12, but I was saying I was 16, so it'd be cooler because older people definitely were respected more than 12-year-olds. So I was so good that 4 women, who I'm pretty sure were actual like teenagers. Meanwhile, I was 12. They thought I was good. And so I guess we were in a relationship, right? Again, I do not consider this a real relationship in any way, shape, or form. I think this is all extremely embarrassing, but I think it's a funny story. Um, so on to the good part. So all those girls, by the way, were extreme e girls. I was an extreme e boy, but they were all extreme e girls. Now, I'm not the one to, generalize all girls that, play video games are e girls. and all boys that play, video games are e-boys. But once you're kind of one of them, you kind of can, air out. You can kind of, what's the word? You can kind of like sniff out the rest of them, right? Like, what they do, their tendencies, what they do. So the thing with like e-girls is like, so there's like a ranking, because, well, I guess it's in all societies, really. There's a ranking of power, right? And so the ranking of power in that Minecraft server that I was in was like how good you were, right? And so e-boys, all we really did was we kind of played the game to get good, because how good we were determined our rank of power. And when we had a good rank of power, then we kind of know that, the girls would start flocking. So I was decent. Like I said, I was very decent. And so I was like, okay, well, soon enough, these girls are just going to come towards me, right? So, they did. And so the e-girls, I mean, I can't say this because I am one, so I don't know the full story behind it. But what I did notice, something that all the girls did, that was common in every single one, is that, so they'd kind of like sift through all the men, and then they just go, so like they'd sift through all the men, they say the same thing to every guy. And if you just weren't good enough, if you weren't better than the next man, then they just go to the next man. And then, they were just trying to find the person that was the best and then just go with them. Like, they didn't really care, right? They didn't care about the actual person. They just cared about the ranking of power that they had, right? So I remember we were playing Turf Wars, the dodgeball bow and arrow game. And so I had, I was I was actually kind of like, I was kind of doing risky stuff, because I remember this, not vividly, but I remember this kind of decently. I was playing, Turf Wars, and I had two of my e-girlfriends with me. And so I remember that I was talking to one of them. We were doing this thing. Well, no, it's not like a thing. We were direct messaging each other, right? And when you direct message, you're off like the keys and stuff. Like, you're actually typing, right? So if you're like direct messaging, you can't move in game. So I was kind of like standing still because I was direct messaging my one e-girlfriend. It was nothing like crazy, because it's Minecraft. Like, even, like the stuff that could be like suggestive, or anything that was like curse words, they just blank out, because it's a game made for kids. Like, fam, it's for 8-year-olds, right? So I think we were just talking about like school and such, and so, because this was like actually like winter break of 7th grade. Yeah, I think so, because after winter break is when I met the other girl, the girl from the middle school video. So we were messaging each other about like what we were gonna do over winter break. And so everybody in the lobby, in the Turf Wars lobby, which was like 12 other people, they knew I was standing still, and they knew the other girl was standing still too. So they figured that both of us were direct messaging each other. So then my other girlfriend, I hate even just calling them my girlfriends, because they weren't, fam. They were just two random women. So my other girlfriend, she starts like direct message, just DMing. She starts DMing me as well, and she's like, "Who is this girl you're talking to?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, this girl?" And so I was like, "Oh, I got caught in the act." So also, me and the girl, the first girl, we were in a party. And if you're in a party and one leaves, you take the other person that was in the party with you. So we left the game. And, everybody sees in the chat box who left. So we left the game, and it showed my name and then the other girl's name. So now everybody in the lobby knew that, we were in a party together, because we left at the exact same time, right? And so my second girlfriend, the one that, found out that I was direct messaging the other girl about winter break and such, she was like, So when were you gonna tell me like, so when were you gonna tell me that when were you gonna tell me that you had another girl behind my back? And I was like, I forget what I said afterwards, but I do remember that I sent one message and then I just instantly closed the entire laptop. Like I think I just shut it down like entirely because I was actually like scared. Like I didn't know what she was gonna do. But fam, it's over a video game. Like who cares that much? So technically, yes, I ended up. I was. I guess I was cheating on all four women. Um, but it was Minecraft. It was 2015. I was 12 years old. You know what more? I mean, how much more impressionable can I get? I guess it was still a stupid mistake on my part. But you know, like I said, I doubt anyone cares now. Honestly, um, I just think it's a really embarrassing story because, fam, I think during those days when I was like super into Minecraft and such, I used to like think of it as an achievement that I actually like really pulled a girl off Minecraft. And now thinking back to it, because I was thinking about this at the dining hall, I was like, fam, you used to play Minecraft for hours on end just to just to like, you know, I wasn't even flirting with the women. They were just I was just decent at the game, so they were like, you know, coming at me. Um, you know, like I was just thinking about it, and it's just, man, it's bad. It's very bad. Like it'd be much worse if you played the server and like you knew what it was like. Oh my goodness, there were so many e boys and e girls. Oh my goodness, it was like it's like the teenagers version of like eHarmony, but with bows and arrows. So yeah, it was a very bad story, a very embarrassing one. But after listening to myself and such, I think it's actually kind of funny. I guess I'm saying sorry to all those girls. I really doubt they care. I mean, if they cared back then yes, I am actually truly sorry. Um, I can't do this. Like I'm trying to be serious, but it's like, fam, I was 12 and this is Minecraft, But genuinely, if I may have hurt someone, then I apologize. Uh, I mean, I well, obviously, I'm never gonna do it again because, fam, I don't even play Minecraft like that anymore. But or if I play, I'm not doing it to flirt with other women. I'm doing it to actually just reminisce on when I was actually good at the game, right? Or to play with like my actual real friends now, right? Um, but yeah, so that was just another little story I had. Um, and I had an intention talking about e-boys and e-girls, but I guess I just kind of derived into a story about when I was one myself. So that's fine. I might end up doing a video just on e-boys and e-girls though, because there's so much more of them now. Like fam, I feel like back in like from like the 2011 era to like 2015, like it was definitely like a more it was like, well, it wasn't a secret per se, but it was like you couldn't necessarily tell who was one and who wasn't. But like the e-boy persona has like people are like okay with that. Like I mean, I'm not one to judge one, but it's like, well, hold on, let me, because it's kind of human to judge one another. I'm not saying it's correct, but it's just kind of human. But it's like at the same time, it's just not a necessarily good thing to be an e-boy. It's like, fam, it has a bad reputation. Like e-boys are known to like cheat on other e-girls, and vice versa, It's not a double standard thing. It's that's just what you do on the internet because no one can be held accountable, fam. It's the World Wide Web, It's from all over the world, Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna keep this video much longer because it's reaching the 30-minute mark. I don't know how I just be talking into a camera for 30 minutes, but hey, I did so again. So this marks the end. Well, no. 2018. 2018. That was the end of me in online school. After I left online school, I think that's when I ended the me being an e-boy thing, because that's kind of all I had left when I was in online school. I only had the internet to work with. So I was like, I wasn't forced to play Minecraft, but like that was like really the only legitimate way I had friends still, you know? It was depressing, but I'm not trying to make this a depressing one. I'm trying to make this a funny one, which I think it is. So, yeah, uh, that was my e-boy story. And, I just say make decisions well. Make your decisions very, make them well, Don't, don't cheat on your 4 girlfriends. Okay, bye. Peace.